your only ham. Cured for 3 full days and there's no added water. Always carved from one pork joint, other hams, well what's the point? It's the nation's ham from Mizzin up to Malinhead. Come out you other hams, come and face me ham to ham. Show them how you're made with mould and added water. And tell them how Brady family ham chased you away from the green and lovely fields of Kildara. Brady family ham, it's your only ham.
Nice arms. Here, let me show you how you lift it. Well, since you're new.
On grand, thanks.
Sure, she's only showing him the ropes.
Okay, bend the knees. Yeah, right down.
Can you stop touching me?
He can look after himself.
Relax, will you? I'm only showing you how it's done.
Most men would be delighted with the attention.
Will you stop?
Let's stop excusing sexual harassment and sexual violence. Enough is enough. Learn more at gov.ie/no excuses or in an emergency call 999.
Picture yourself on a stunning beach in Connemara, gazing up at the 12 Bends, hiking in the national park, scenic walks and cycling the Connemara Greenway. Now imagine yourself at Ballynahinch Castle, enjoying all this and 700 acres of natural beauty. Surround yourself with space this summer at Ballynahinch Castle. Book now at ballynahinchcastle.com.
Off the ball. This is News Talk.
Tottenham Hotspur out of the Europa League, beaten 3-0 tonight at the Maksimir Stadium by Dinamo Zagreb. Mislav Orsic with a hat-trick that is beyond compare in terms of how each of those goals were taken, has put Spurs to the sword tonight in Zagreb. Zagreb go through 3-2 on aggregate at the expense of Jose Mourinho's side. Meanwhile, Arsenal through, beaten 1-0 on the night by 10-man Olympiacos at the Emirates, but they go through 3-2 over the 2 legs. Currently in the 8 o'clock kickoffs, around about 7 minutes to go in the first halves. Still AC Milan 0, Manchester United 0 at the San Siro, 1-1 from the first leg. And it's Rangers 0, Slavia Prague 1 at Ibrox. That one coming from Olyinka. The feature race of the day today was the Stayers Hurdle on day 3 of the Cheltenham Festival, and this is how it was won.
To pick it up on the wide outside for Aidan Coleman. They're racing inside the final quarter mile. Still one flight to take. Flooring Porter being held together by Danny Mullins. Beacon Edge now to within 2 lengths of the hands of Sean Flanagan. Then Paisley Park. On the far side is Cider Ballet. Vindication and the Storyteller next. The final flight for Flooring Porter, led by 3 lengths to Beacon Edge in second. Then Cider Ballet. Flooring Porter wandering but still leads by 3 lengths to Cider Ballet in second, but they won't catch Flooring Porter. He makes every single yard for Danny Mullins, and Flooring Porter has won the Stayers Hurdle.
Absolutely fantastic stuff from Flooring Porter, from Danny Mullins, and stories every which way you look at it from this particular race, when you consider regular jockey Johnny Moore wasn't able to take the ride this afternoon, instead deferring to Danny Mullins, who led Flooring Porter to victory. For trainer Gavin Cromwell, who I'm delighted to say joins us on the line from Cheltenham this evening. Good evening, Gavin, and congratulations.
Good evening, and thank you.
No bother at all. I imagine this is even a couple of hours removed from the event. Still a lot to comprehend.
Absolutely. Yeah, look, it was a fantastic day. You just mentioned there about Johnny Moore, and you know, it was a difficult day for him, but thankfully he made a decision this morning that he thought he wouldn't do the horse justice, and you know, it was a huge decision for him, and a very unselfish and manly decision, and he was very good, and thankfully he did.
Yeah, and a fantastic. What was Danny's reaction first of all when he found out he was getting the mount, and then second of all to come home to lead home the field in the feature on day 3?
I've only just realised that it was actually Danny Mullins' first Cheltenham winner.
Cheltenham win,
yeah. It was Johnny who recommended Danny. He thought that he's very good on front running horses, and that he would be suited to the horse, and so I played along with that, and he's quite a quirky horse, and Johnny talked him through it all, and everything went to plan.
Johnny's mentioned in his post-race interview, obviously he caught up with Racing TV afterwards. You mentioned it there as well. When you say Flooring Porter is a quirky horse, what do you mean by that?
Yeah, he very much has a mind of his own, and he's inclined to. He's broken the tapes a few times where he's very anxious to get on with it. He's just, I suppose, when you're walking and trotting around the place with him, he's inclined to want to do things in a hurry and just to get going. And thankfully, Danny managed to keep a lid on him at the start and quite relaxed, and it all went to plan, and he got a perfect start and made the running, and they never seen him really.
Yeah. He took the last with ease, but then there was a slight wobble a couple of strides afterwards. What were you thinking at that point?
Yeah, I was actually standing very close to that. He's done that a few times in the past. He's, as I said, he is a little bit quirky, and there's a little bit of a cutaway rail at the last hurdle, and he just basically didn't have a rail for a few strides, and he just kind of ducked across looking for the rail. But once he found the rail, he galloped out to the line.
I saw you talking before the festival as well, Gavin. You mentioned that the rail and having a racing rail the whole way round was pretty much crucial to how Florian Porter would perform at Cheltenham. Cheltenham doesn't necessarily have that the whole way round, so it might have been an impediment you felt going into the race, but it's one that he surely conquered.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was certainly was an uncertainty and a concern, but look, I suppose we went there with all of this in mind, and I suppose when you're prepared for it, it's a huge help.
Yeah. Have you been in contact with the syndicate since?
Oh, I have indeed, yeah, several times.
Several times. What's their reaction been like, and are they compos mentis at this stage of the evening, do you know?
Listen, they're a great bunch of lads, and they're from Galway, and yeah, I'm sure they're celebrating. They're real nice fellas, and it's nice for ordinary people to win a big championship race in Cheltenham like this. Yeah,
because we were speaking to Johnny Ward in studio, I think it was about a year ago, where we were talking about the big races at Cheltenham and how it's actually becoming more difficult for trainers like yourself or syndicates like the one we saw today to win these big races, or to win races full stop. At events like Cheltenham. So this is a huge kind of strike for people like yourself and people like the syndicate to get a victory like today. Yeah, there is a real fairy tale aspect to the whole thing. He was bought for very small money, started life at the lower level, and progressed through the handicap ranks from the very bottom, all the way up to, he ran in his first graded race at Christmas in Leopardstown, and he duly won that, and that brought us to here. John Duggan, you're standing by as well. Do you want to come in and ask Gav a question?
Yeah, Richie, thank you. Congratulations, Gavin.
Thanks, John.
Gavin, I was looking at the horse's form there. Ballewstown in 2019, he won a maiden hurdle, and his improvement has been stratospheric to win today the Stairs hurdle. What have been the keys to Florian Porter's improvement in your view?
Well, I've had this conversation with several times with lads in the yard and with Johnny again today, and we can't really explain it completely to a T, but I think one big part of it, he won a Grade B handicap hurdle. It was a 90 grand hurdle in Navan early December. The plan wasn't to make the running with him, but he burst his way to the front, and Johnny ended up making the running on him. And to be honest, I thought a mile out, his race is done, because he was going quite quick and heavy ground, and he absolutely bolted up, and so we haven't changed them tactics since.
And the owners, they're involved in the carpet business and the pub business.
Yeah, and there's a few more guys involved as well. Listen, they're a great bunch of lads, and they're really enjoying it.
What's it like over there this week, Gavin? It must be very strange. It must be quite eerie. Were you just completely engrossed in the race, or has it been obviously very unusual? We would have loved to see the lads in the winners' enclosures today.
I felt so sorry for them. It's a strange place. I waited I was at the track for Florian Porter. They had the usual interview at the top of the straight and walking around there, and it takes a good maybe 5 or 6 or 7 minutes for them to come back down the chute, and it was, just really, there was absolutely nobody around. It was just a lonely place. In comparison with normal years where there's just thousands and thousands of people and people leaning across the rails. It's strange, but at the same time, it's just fabulous to win.
Did that detract from the win for you today, Gavin, to have essentially the place be almost empty and like a ghost town?
Absolutely. I suppose the crowd is what makes it. It really is. The whole week has been it's been very strange. It really drives it home that the importance of people at events to create an atmosphere, and they're duly missed.
Sure are. Listen, Gavin, it's a remarkable achievement nonetheless to guide as a horse like Flooring Porter to victory in the Stayers today, and congratulations to you, and pass on our best to everybody involved, to all the connections, to Johnny and to Danny as well. Brilliant achievement by all concerned.
Thank you.
Cheers. Gavin Cromwell,
well done,
the trainer of Flooring Porter, the winner of today's feature, the Stayers Hurdle on day 3 at Cheltenham. I guess it was a day of upsets, John, a little bit, when we see Flooring Porter winning the Stayers, and we see Envoy Allen obviously missing out today as well. I guess punters took a little bit of a bath to some degree.
I think, Richie, the punters that were putting Envoy Allen in accumulators, doubles, trebles, some lucky 63s and all that kind of thing would have been a bit upset to see the horse fall, but obviously the most important thing is that the horse is okay, because he's such a superstar in the making based on all of his previous runs. So it was great to see Jack Kennedy get up and the horse be okay. Just ran a bit too free, but too enthusiastically in the first race and tipped up Envoy Allen. I suppose the other story of the day is Rachel Blackmore has now had 5 festival winners. She was absolutely brilliant on Allaho in the Ryanair chase. She just went out from the front and the horse jumped brilliantly, went off like lightning and won by 12 lengths. And then Tell Me Something Girl in the Mares Novices Hurdle for Henry de Bromhead, and Rachel was brilliant on her as well. And just the vagaries of racing and the ups and downs of it. She fell in the last race off Plan of Attack, and thankfully she's fine and she'll be able to ride a Plutarch in the Gold Cup tomorrow. But Rachel Blackmore has now ridden 5 winners at the Cheltenham Festival. She's the leading jockey, and she's ridden more winners, Richie, than the British have had in total. We've had 17 winners in 3 days, and they've only had 4.
It's a worry for British trainers to be, I'm not going to say failing, because clearly they've got horses performing at a level that others can only aspire to, but to see them being humbled to this degree on home turf has got to be a wake-up call for some of them.
Yeah, for the whole sport, I think, Richie. Like in 2013 was the first year we had more winners than the UK at Cheltenham, and that in itself was such a landmark. But they haven't had more than Ireland since 2015 was the last year that happened. It was 19 in 2017. It was 17 a year ago. I was going through tomorrow's cards. Every single race, all 7 of them, there's an Irish favourite. And I think British racing does need to have a look at itself in terms of their prize money. You can't just take billionaires out of the sky, but they do need to look at the support structure for their sport, because the thing about it is all these novices are winning. They're all Irish novices, so the stars of tomorrow are Irish trained horses. And what we've seen through economics in the last 2 to 3 decades is in previous years you would have had horses sold to the UK, but now they're being kept in Ireland. But it is a stark as a hammering. It really is. And I was watching the coverage yesterday and today, and they're talking about the Irish doing really, really well. But that's been the case now for a long period of time, and it's not really a contest at the moment.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like one at the moment. Tomorrow's Gold Cup day, obviously, A Plutarch and Album Photo, the 2 main contenders. Are we looking outside of that and beyond that in terms of potential winners?
It's open. They're both 3-1, Richie, and you have Ken Boy, who won the Irish race at Duggan, the Gold Cup recently, but he has never really acted that well around Cheltenham. A previous winner, Native Rivers, in the race. Frodon, the King George winner, is in the race. Manila Indo, Henry de Bromhead's horses, his second string, they're working very well at the moment, and they're running very well. But I do think it's probably about the front 2. Album Photo, it's a strange one because only Cottage Rake, Golden Miller, Arkle and Bestmate have won 3 Gold Cups. So normally you'd think this would be a bigger story. Maybe it's because of the fact that we don't see Album Photo that often. He goes to Tremor on New Year's Day and then he turns up at Cheltenham. He's done that the last 2 years. It's an unusual preparation, but it's worked. A Plutarch is a horse that won a really good race at Christmas at Leopardstown. Hasn't been seen since, and obviously with Henry and Rachel in such good form, that's why there's a lot of support for it. He's 7 years of age. Album Photo's a little bit older. So it would be an amazing story if Album Photo did win 3 Gold Cups for William Mullins. The first year was a bit unexpected. Last year, obviously, it was in the middle of the beginning of the pandemic, so it was completely overshadowed. So I'm looking forward to a really good race tomorrow. The biggest English hope is Champ and the JP McManus colours for Nicky Henderson. So it'll be always a great race. 12 runners. They'll go at a good clip, and it's a 3:05 tomorrow. One of 7 races on the final day.
I suppose you just need something to pick you up after tonight's result over in Zagreb.
It's as Mark Lawrenson said to me once, Richie, Spurs will always let you down in the end, and that's what as I said, they'll win the League Cup and it'll be grand, but obviously it won't be. And I think that maybe Daniel Levy should have given Pochettino a lot of money a few years ago, because at the moment this is not working.
Yeah, there we go. Jose Mourinho speaking at length, this should be noted as well, to BT Sport at the moment. John, we'll let you go. More tomorrow, of course, in the lead into day 4 at Cheltenham. The guys back tomorrow morning with the Cheltenham show at 10:30 with Johnny Ward, Tom Malone and John Duggan just there as well. And a reminder that our Cheltenham coverage is brought to you by Paddy Power. Don't feel like a punter, feel like a favourite this Cheltenham. For information on responsible gambling, visit gamblingcare.ie. Don't forget the football show is on the way after 9 o'clock with Kevin Kilban, Conan Byrne and Stewie Byrne, Burns galore, and we'll give you an update on the latest from the Europa League after these.
Off the Ball on News Talk.
No one does Cheltenham quite like QuinBet. With a huge selection of markets on horse racing, plus all your favourite sports. We've got you covered right through the festival and beyond. You can find us on mobile, app and PC. QuinBet.com. T's and C's apply. Gamble responsibly. Visit gambleaware.ie.
Support Irish retail by shopping with Ireland's #1 online store, mixgarage.com. With guaranteed next day delivery across a massive range of items, you'll find everything you need for your car, home, garden, staycation and so much more. Sign up to our sale alerts to access exclusive discounts and get €5 off your first order. Join almost 1 million happy customers and shop Irish with mixgarage.com for Brexit-proof shopping delivered straight to your door. Visit mixgarage.com today and buy Irish.
More than 2,900 people develop bowel cancer every year in Ireland. The Marie Keating Foundation is urging anyone with concerns to talk to your GP. If you have unexplained weight loss, a change in normal bowel habits, blood in your stool or pain in your abdomen, please see your GP. When caught early, bowel cancer is very curable. For more, visit mariekeating.ie. Kindly supported by Servier Laboratories Ireland.
Get the Irish Daily Star today for your free 20-page